Some games just never leave you. Whether it's the story, the atmosphere, or the way they made you feel, you find yourself wanting to go back. In 2025, I've been revisiting a bunch of single-player gems that aged like fine wine. So here's my personal list of 10 single-player games you need to revisit in 2025 and why they still matter. There's something magical about the open sea in Black Flag. I remember the first time I climbed the mast, looked out across the water, and felt that sense of limitless adventure. In 2025, it still holds up surprisingly well. The naval combat is exciting, the ship upgrades are addictive, and the shanties your crew sings, I still catch myself humming them. Edward Kenway might not be your typical assassin, but his journey from selfish pirate to reluctant hero hits the right notes. Plus, the Caribbean setting is still one of the most beautiful and immersive in the series. Every island hides secrets, every fort begs to be captured. Sure, some mechanics feel a bit dated, but the freedom and sense of scale are unmatched. It's like stepping into a pirate fantasy, one I'm more than happy to relive all over again in 2025.
¡Maldición! ¡Soy pacifista! ¡Maldición! ¡Soy pacifista!
Coming back to Arkham Knight this year felt like slipping back into the cowl of a legend. The way the game handles Batman's psyche, especially the hallucinations with the Joker, still gives me chills. Gotham is at its best here. Dark, rainy, and buzzing with fear. Gliding through the city or perching atop a gargoyle watching thugs below still makes me feel like the Dark Knight. Even the Batmobile, which got a lot of criticism, feels fun once you embrace it. The combat is still buttery smooth, and chaining those perfect combos with gadgets, pure satisfaction. What makes Arkham Knight stand out, though, is its emotional weight. Bruce's internal conflict, the tension with his allies, and the final showdown, they all build to a finale that still feels epic and personal. Revisiting it in 2025 reminded me why this series raised the bar for superhero games. Replaying God of War in 2025 hits even harder than I remember. It's not just the brutal combat or jaw-dropping visuals, it's the story. Watching Kratos try to become a better father, carrying the weight of his past while guiding Atreus, is something I appreciate even more now. The Leviathan axe still feels like one of the most satisfying weapons ever. That thunk when it returns to your hand never gets old. The one-take camera technique makes every encounter feel intimate and intense. But what really pulls me back is the emotional journey. The quiet moments like talking around a campfire or climbing a mountain in silence contrast perfectly with the epic boss fights. And exploring the realms of Norse mythology feels like living through a myth. It's a reminder that action games can be powerful narratives too, and it's just as impactful the second or third time around.
Are you even trying?
Every time I go back to Hellblade, I have to mentally prepare myself. It's not an easy game, not in gameplay, but in emotion. Senua's journey is raw, uncomfortable, and deeply human. Playing it with headphones in 2025, those whispers in her head still mess with me. The binaural audio and visual distortions perfectly capture what it feels like to lose grip on reality. And yet it's beautiful. The Icelandic-inspired landscapes, the mythological symbolism, the haunting music, they all blend into something unlike anything else I've played. It's a short game, but every minute matters. It doesn't hold your hand, it makes you feel vulnerable. And in a world full of noisy games, Hellblade dares to be quiet, to force you to sit with your discomfort. It's not just a game you revisit. It's a game you remember and then return to when you're ready to feel something deep. Coming back to the Phantom Pain reminds me of why Kojima is such a mad genius. Yeah, the story kind of fizzles out toward the end, but the gameplay is on another level. Few games give you this much freedom to approach missions. Want to infiltrate a base at night with a silenced pistol? Go for it. Prefer to parachute in with a rocket launcher and a chicken hat? Also valid. I spent hours just experimenting with gadgets, sneaking around, and kidnapping soldiers with my trusty Fulton balloon. And 2025 only makes the game feel smoother, especially on new hardware. Big Boss's journey is tragic, sure, but it's the little emergent moments that stick with me. A guard recognizing me from a past mission, weather suddenly changing and altering my plan, that's the magic of MGS5. It's a stealth sandbox where you create the best stories. The Nemesis system alone is enough reason to revisit Shadow of War right now. No two playthroughs feel the same. That orc you thought you killed, he's back, scarred, and he remembers you. It's genius and honestly still hasn't been topped. But there's more to love. The fluid combat, fortress sieges, and that incredible voice work. Talion's struggle to retain his humanity while wielding dark power is more compelling than I gave it credit for the first time around. And the environments, from fiery wastelands to lush forests, look even better now. There's something incredibly satisfying about building your own orc army and storming a fortress you've had your eye on. The game's scope is huge, but never overwhelming. Coming back this year, I found myself sucked in all over again. It's messy, ambitious, and unforgettable.
Now you die!
Reckon you're going to skewer me. That little sword's good for a tickle, maybe, but you're gonna need...
Red Dead Redemption 2 is more than a game. It's a living, breathing world. Every time I return to it, I find myself just riding through the wilderness, soaking in the sunsets, listening to the birds, and losing myself in the details. Arthur Morgan is one of the greatest protagonists gaming has ever seen. His arc from outlaw to redemption still hits me like a freight train. There's something incredibly human about his struggle, his loyalty, his regrets, his small acts of kindness. The world feels real in a way that's hard to describe. NPCs remember you, wildlife behaves naturally, and random encounters always surprise you. Whether I'm hunting a legendary animal, helping a stranger on the roadside, or just playing poker in camp, every moment feels authentic. Replaying this in 2025 isn't just about the story, it's about returning to a world that feels like home. It's immersive, emotional, and utterly unforgettable. No matter how many RPGs I play, I keep coming back to The Witcher 3. It's just that good. Playing it again in 2025, especially with the next-gen updates, is like rediscovering a classic. Geralt's world is dark, rich, and full of choice, and not the good versus evil kind, but the kind that actually makes you stop and think. Every side quest feels like a story of its own, with real characters and consequences. The Bloody Baron quest still gives me chills, no matter how many times I go through it. The combat might not be as flashy as newer titles, but it's satisfying once you get into the rhythm. And the expansions? Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine are basically full games on their own. The writing, the world building, the music, it's all top tier. Out of the entire reboot trilogy, Rise of the Tomb Raider is the one I keep coming back to. There's something special about the snowy Siberian wilderness, the mix of ancient tombs, and that perfect blend of action and exploration. Lara is in her prime here, not just a survivor, but a confident, skilled adventurer. I love how the game doesn't hold your hand. It encourages exploration, crafting, and solving challenging tomb puzzles that actually make you think. Even in 2025, it feels like the perfect balance between old-school Tomb Raider vibes and modern action mechanics. The environments are stunning, the platforming is fluid, and the stealth combat is still solid. There's a rhythm to the gameplay that makes revisiting it feel like slipping back into a familiar, exciting adventure. Whether it's your first time or fifth, this is one of Lara's best outings, and a reminder of why we fell in love with her in the first place.
I'm not your enemy. That remains to be seen. You killed those men back there.
Replaying Uncharted 4: A Thief's End in 2025 is like rewatching your favorite adventure movie, but one where you are the lead. From the moment Nate sets off on his final journey, I felt that mix of excitement and nostalgia hit hard. The visuals still hold up beautifully, whether you're climbing a windswept cliffside in Scotland or racing through the chaotic streets of Madagascar, it all feels so cinematic. But what makes it more than just a thrill ride is the heart. Nate's relationship with Elena, his reunion with Sam, the moral tug-of-war between the thrill of treasure hunting and the desire for a normal life, it's all deeply human. And that ending, walking through their home, exploring artifacts from past adventures, seeing Cassie pick up where Nate left off, it's the kind of emotional payoff few games deliver. Even now, the witty banter, the seamless transitions from gameplay to cutscenes, and those jaw-dropping set pieces still impress me. It's a game I never get tired of.
Don't telegraph so much.
And that's it for today. These games truly stand the test of time and are worth every minute in 2025. If you enjoyed the list, drop a like, subscribe for more, and let me know which game you're replaying next. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.